Good morning, students. We have started a new chapter, that is limit. Okay, isn't it? You know that this one. And if you remember that we have seen definition of limit in last lecture, and it is what if there is a function e of x of the variable x, okay, and if it tends to L whenever x tends to a, then we get the limit as limit x tends to a of e of x is equal to L. Okay, now here the limit of the function when we need it, why we need this one. So here let us see, if we have the function of this type p of x by q of x, that is a rational form, and p of x and q of x are the polynomials, and if the polynomial becomes 0, that is at the denominator becomes 0, okay, by substitution of the value of x, then we have to get one question, that is there is one problem, that is how to solve this function in such a way that we get an answer other than this one. So to remove this condition or this phase, that is denominator becomes 0, we have to use another method for finding the answer, and the another method is that find the limit of the given function. So here we have defined the limit as limit x tends to a of f of x is equal to L. Here I revise it again. A is a fixed point. We take an interval, a very small interval, which is also called as delta neighborhood of A. Okay, and here if x takes values near and near to a from both the ends, that is from left to right and right to left, then we say that x tends to a. Okay, that is we write it as x tends to a, isn't it? And here in this interval x takes values less than a, and in second interval values are such that x is greater than a. For the first interval, that is if x takes values less than a, then we say that the limit as a left hand limit, and we denote it in this way, that is limit x tends to a minus of e of x, okay, is equal to L. And if here x takes values greater than a, that is in second interval, then we write this limit as in this way, and it is called as a right hand limit, that is limit x tends to a plus f x is equal to L. This limit is called as left hand limit, and this limit is called as right hand limit, isn't it? And here remember one thing, this symbol, that is minus and plus, is only used to denote the left hand and right hand limit. There is not another purpose, or we do not use this negative or positive sign in the values of x. Remember this very well. So this is about the left hand limit and right hand limit. Okay, and if both the limits are exist and they are equal, then we say that limit of the function at the point x is equal to a exists. That is, for example, see here, if left hand limit of the function is equal to right hand limit of the function, okay, is equal to L, then we say that limit of the function get exists. Okay, and if this is not the case, then we say that limit does not exist. Okay, sorry, limit does not exist, in this way, like that one. And if you understand this definition of limit, and these are the references here, this happens if there is a difference between f of x and minus L is always less than epsilon, where epsilon is a positive, very small positive number, whenever less than delta, where delta is also very small positive number. That is, there is, when we say that here x tends to a, x tends to a only, but x is not equal to a. There is a very small difference between x and a always there, okay, which is very negligible, but it is still there. So this is about the limit, okay. You have to remember only this definition and the formula, that is limit x tends to a of f of x is equal to L. And if you remember that if fx is a polynomial or p of x is a polynomial of x, then while we take its limit as x tends to a of p of x, then it becomes p of a. That is, this x get replaced by a. Now here, for example, if we have limit x tends to a sin x, then it becomes after a limit sin of a. Remember this one, isn't it? Or one more example, if we have limit x tends to a, then here if we have an algebraic form, then is equal to, after limit we can write here a square plus 3a. So I hope that you are getting this one, x is replaced by a, okay. Now if other forms are there, then what we have to do, how to expand the limits then? So we will see one by one the different forms of the functions, and then we will see how to derive their limits. So there is one theorem is there. And what is that theorem? That theorem is here. The theorem is that C limit x tends to a x raised to n minus a raised to n upon x minus a is equal to n into a raised to n minus 1, where n belongs to n and a is greater than 0. That is, if the power is a natural number, then here if the function of this type x raised to n minus a raised to n upon x minus a is equal to n into a raised to n minus 1. So this is the power function. So let us see how to prove this one. So for that purpose, here this limit is what? Limit x tends to a takes, a means any value, okay. So but it is here, it should be greater than 0, that is, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, whatever it may be, but it is greater than 0 means it is non-negative and not equal to 0, and n is also a positive value. So let us see how to prove this one. So here our LHS is what? Limit x tends to a x raised to n minus a raised to n upon x minus a. Now to prove this limit, here I want to recall you first two results. Which are the two results there? Here see. Very small quantity I want to explain you. You know the expansion of x cube minus a cube. What is this? Yes, it is x minus a into x square plus xa plus a square. If you do not get this one, change the notations: a cube minus b cube, a minus b, a square, then power of a is square, that is 3 minus 1, 2, and now power of a start to get decrease. Here square, then 2 minus 1 1, that is a, and power of b start to increase. Here power of b is 0 and here power of b is 1, and plus b square, that is here power of a becomes 0 and here power of b becomes square. It is increased by 1 and here it is b raised to 0. I hope that you are getting this one. You know this one, but see the application, how it is used here. Now let us consider a raised to n minus b raised to n. Then how we can expand this? Taking a minus b common, a common factor like this one. And inside the bracket, after decreasing by 1, here power of a becomes n minus 1 and here power of b is 0, plus again decrease by one more term, that is n minus 1 minus 1, n minus 2, and power of b get increased by 1, that is 0 plus 1, 1. Okay, now what will be the next term? Yes, a raised to n minus 3 and b raised to 2. In this way, the last term will be here. There is no a, and power of b is square. That is, here the power of b is cube, but already one b is taken here. Therefore, power of b get decreased by 1 only, and here get decreased by 1 only, that is b raised to n minus 1. Okay. So, if you understand this one, then it will be helpful to you to use this result here, and it becomes easier to understand. So, here limit extends to a. In the numerator, if you compare this numerator with this term, then you will get that both are same. So, here take x minus a common. Inside the bracket, one power get decreased by 1 and power of a is 0. Power of a is 0. Then again decreased by 1 and power of a get increased by 1, that is a raised to 1, plus x raised to n minus 3 a raised to 2. Okay. Then plus x raised to n minus 4 and a cube, and plus so on. Last one is, yes, a raised to n minus 1, and the denominator of the function is what? X minus a. Now we can see there this x minus a and x minus a get cancelled. Now why we need this one? Why we have to do this step? That is why we have to cancel this x minus a. So remember this one, why? I will explain you, but let us see first this proof. We will complete it. When we will revise it, then I will explain you it how. So here limit extends to a, and collect the remaining terms, that is which are x raised to n minus 1 plus x raised to n minus 2 plus x raised to n minus 3 plus so on, plus here a raised to n minus 1. Now as I have explained you, this is a polynomial, and after taking a limit here we can replace this x by a. So the terms becomes a raised to n minus 1 plus a raised to n minus 2 into a plus a raised to n minus 3 into a square plus so on, plus a raised to n minus 1, like this one. Okay. So here is equal to a raised to n minus 1, and here base is same, okay, taking the addition of their indices, a raised to n minus 1 here, sorry, not 1, this is 1 2. You can also verify this one. Here the first power is n minus 1, okay, after substituting the limit it becomes a raised to n minus 1. For the second term, x raised to n minus 2, that is it becomes a raised to n minus 2, so minus 2 plus 1, okay. So if you are not getting here, then I will replace this from here and see. A raised to n minus 1 plus a raised to n minus 2 into a, then we can write this as in collective form plus 1 plus a raised to n minus 3 plus 2 plus so on plus a raised to n minus 1. So let us see here, we can write the terms here. So the first term is a raised to n minus 1 plus second term plus 1 minus 2 become minus 1 plus a raised to minus 3 plus 2 again minus 1 plus so on a raised to n minus 1. And you can see there these are the totally n terms. Here our power is what? N. Therefore the total terms are n terms are there. So collectively these terms are how much? N terms. These are n terms. So is equal to n into a raised to n minus 1, and it is nothing but our RHS, isn't it? So this is about the result, and we get this result, okay. Here we know that if we write a plus a 2 times, then we write 2a. If we write a plus a 3 times, then we write 3a. So these are the n terms, therefore we write n into a. Remember this one. This is not very difficult to remember this one. Now let us see, students, why we need here. We have the term of this type, x raised to n minus a raised to n upon x minus a. Now if we substitute directly the limit, then we get the form a raised to n minus a raised to n upon a minus a, that is 0 by 0, which is a not defined form, okay, and we do not want this one. So to remove this term, it is very necessary that first we have to remove the term x minus a from denominator, isn't it? So how do we remove it from denominator? If we obtain the same term at the numerator, then we can remove from it denominator by cancelling the same terms from numerator and denominator. Here, for that purpose, we obtain this term, okay, here, that is x minus a upon x minus a, and due to this result we get this term x minus a, and x minus a get cancelled, then there is no denominator. Therefore there is no question about the denominator, only numerator is there. And in numerator, substituting the limit and combining the powers due to the same base by using laws of indices. Which law we used here? We know that if a raised to m into a raised to n is there, then we write a raised to m plus n. By using this law of indices, we here used and collect these terms, and we get this required result. Now the same result can be proved by using the mathematical induction also, okay. So which mathematical induction? That is here, if do you know the result of mathematical induction? if we have the terms in this way here, x raised to n minus a raised to n, okay, then we can write the terms here, x plus y bracket raised to n is equal to nc0 x raised to n into y raised to 0 plus nc1 x raised to n minus 1 into y raised to 1. In this way also we can prove the same result. Okay. Now let us see here how to use this result if n is equal to minus m, that is if n is less than 0. So if n is less than 0, then let us assume or consider that n is equal to minus m. Then the above result can be written as x raised to a, limit is same, x raised to minus m minus a raised to minus m upon x minus a, and we get the result as minus m into a raised to minus m minus 1, like this one. Okay. So here, now to understand this theorem, let us see one example. Here for the first result, let us take a very small and simple example. If we have limit x tends to 2 and x cube minus 8 by x minus 2. Okay. Now first you may think that there is no 2 raised to cube, a cube, our a is now 2, see. Okay. So here how we can write it in standard form. Okay. So x cube and 8 is a cube of 2, isn't it? Now you may get understand here. So you may get that here is equal to, now this is in standard form. Which standard form? Upon x minus a, where a is equal to 2. So directly using the result, n into, what is it? N into a raised to n minus 1. So n is 3, here a is equal to 2, n is equal to 3, and into 2 raised to 3 minus 1, that is what? 3 into 2 raised to 2, that is 3 into 4, that is 12. Okay. So this is the result, isn't it? That is, it is called as limit of the function. We can say in this way. Let us consider L is equal to limit x tends to 2. So this is the example. Okay. Now you may get that here n is equal to 3, which is greater than 0, a is equal to 2, which is also greater than 0. But if the power is a negative power, so for example, let us see, if we take limit x tends to minus 2, same example you can consider there, here, and x raised to 3 minus, and here this term can be written, how we can write it? Minus 2 raised to 3 upon x minus 2, then is equal to this term. And if the power, sorry, here we do not want to take negative limit, we want to take negative index, minus 2 if it is equal to minus 3. Then by using the above result, here this one, minus 3 into 2 raised to minus 3, sorry, what is this? Minus 1 according to our result. Okay. And is equal to minus 3 into 2 raised to minus 4. Okay. That is minus 3 upon 2 raised to 4, that is minus 3 upon 2 raised to 4 is nothing but 16. This is the limit. Okay. So these are the results if the power is negative and positive. So we can use the result x tends to a for x raised to n minus a raised to n upon x minus a is equal to n into a raised to n minus 1 if n is greater than 0, if n is less than 0. Okay, and here if n is a rational form, that is if it is in the form p by q, where q is not equal to 0, then how we can use this result? Okay, so limit x tends to a, the above function can be written as in this form p by q minus a raised to p by q upon x minus a, and we get the result. Take this power as a multiple and power of a get decreased by 1. Power of a get decreased by 1 where q is not equal to 0. It is very clear. That is, if the power is a rational number, then also we can use the result to evaluate such type of limits. For example, let us see here, if we have limit x tends to 2, x raised to half minus 2 raised to half upon x minus 2. Okay, then here by using the above result, our power is half, that is n is equal to half, a is equal to 2 and 2 raised to half minus 1, that is half multiple into 2 raised to half minus 1 means minus half, that is half into 2 raised to minus half can be written as 1 by 2 raised to plus half, that is 1 by, and half means 2 raised to half means second power, that is the 2th root, that is the square root of 2. So this is our required answer. So we can use this result if n is natural, if n is negative integer, or if n is a rational function or rational form. That is, if n takes values like this one, 3 by 4, 5 by 2, half, 3 by 2, whatever, like that one. So in all these cases we can use this result. So after proving this result, let us see how to use this result, or by using this result how to solve the examples. Okay, so here in previous slides we have seen the result, that is limit x tends to a, x raised to n minus a raised to n upon x minus a is equal to what? N into a raised to n minus 1. Okay, where now if you remember that we have proved this result, that is it is verified, or this result is valid for if n is greater than 0, if n is less than 0, and if n is in the form p by q. Okay, where q is not equal to 0. That is, if n is positive, if n is negative, and if n is in rational form. Okay, where p and q are the integers, isn't it? And is equal to what we get? N, that is this index of power, into this constant a raised to n get decreased by 1, that is n minus 1, isn't it? So this is the standard result for the power function. Okay, and if the denominator becomes 0, if we substitute x is equal to a, then in that case we have to use this result and then we get the answer. Okay, so here we can overcome on this step, that is it reduces to the non-defined form. Okay, so we can reduce this step or we can delete this step from this one, due to which we do not get the answer. And here if we remove this factor, then we get the required answer, isn't it? So here let us see, we will solve some examples depending on these results. So the very first example is that limit z tends to 3 into under root z plus 6 upon z. Okay. Now here we have to first verify that what is our denominator. Now our denominator is, here sorry, limit is minus 3. Okay. Our denominator is z, and if we substitute z is equal to minus 3 directly, then it will do not affect our answer. So here we can directly use the limit. So let us consider the solution or answer of this question, and question is what? Find the limit or evaluate the limit of the given function. So let us consider L is equal to limit z tends to minus 3 into root z plus 6 by z. Okay. Therefore, is equal to limit z tends to minus 3. Okay, I am rewriting only it. Okay, there is no need to take this step. We can directly make a substitution. So is equal to, we get, replace z by minus 3. Therefore, we have minus 3 plus 6 upon minus 3. So is equal to minus 3 in root minus 3 plus 6, it becomes plus 3, and upon minus 3 as it is, isn't it? Therefore, is equal to, this minus sign by rationalizing we can write in this way, upon 3. But this 3 can be written as minus root 3 upon root 3 into root 3, isn't it? Because root 3 into root 3, if we take its multiplication, okay, then is equal to 3, okay, by laws of indices. So 1 root 3 get cancelled from numerator and denominator, and our required answer is minus 1 by root 3. That is, L is equal to minus 1 upon root 3. This is our required answer. So it is very easy to solve these examples depending on the limit, that is evaluation of limit. First we have to verify what is our limit, then we have to verify about the denominator, that is we have to check that after substitution of the limit, is that denominator become 0 or not. If it not become 0, then we can make a direct substitution of the limit like this one, and here if this denominator becomes 0, then we have to think about it in another way. So this is about the limit, this is about the first example. Let us see second one here. So in another example, here I have explained, if you remember that, if we have the function of this type, p of x upon q of x, where p of x and q of x are the polynomials of x, if the q of x tending to 0 after taking a limit, then we have to convert, or we want to remove the factor due to which the denominator becomes 0. And to remove such type of factor, there are different methods according to the situation. So we will see in the examples how to solve it. So let us consider one more example. Here the example is that, let us see, limit x tends to 5 into bracket x cube minus 125 by x raised to 5 minus 3125. Now how to evaluate this limit? So to evaluating this limit, if you look at the function carefully, then we do not get anywhere this factor. Okay. So how to solve? So let us consider L is equal to, rewrite the given function first, limit in bracket x cube minus 125 x raised to 5 3125. Now we want to reduce this factor or this function to the standard form. So we need here you can see the limit is what, x tends to 5. That is, we need which factor, x minus 5. Okay. So here divide and multiply numerator and denominator by x minus 5. Therefore, our limit becomes limit x tends to 5 x cube minus 125 by x minus 5 upon here x raised to 5 3125 by x minus 5, isn't it? So this is about the limit. Now here, if you remember that I have explained you in algebra of limits, what I have explained you? Limit x tends to a of f of x upon g of x. If there are two polynomial functions, then we can take their separate limit as f of x upon limit x tends to a of g of x. Okay. So here we can take the separate limit of numerator and denominator. So here, to solve this one, let us consider L is equal to, for the numerator, limit x tends to 5, and we have to reduce the given function in the form x raised to n minus a raised to n. So 125 is the cube of 5. Here we want how limit x tends to 5. Therefore, our next factor should be 5, and here x minus 5, isn't it? This is about the numerator. Now look at the denominator. What is our denominator? Here x tends to 5 and here x raised to 5. So obviously here 5 raised to 5 upon x minus 5. Okay. You can verify this term. So taking separate limit and by using the result, which result here? We know that, what we know? Limit x tends to a x raised to n minus a raised to n upon x minus a is equal to what? N into a raised to n minus 1. So here, in case of numerator, n is equal to 3, a is equal to 5, 5 raised to 3 minus 1 upon, again n is equal to 5, a is equal to 5, 5 raised to 5 minus 1. So is equal to 3 into 5 raised to 2 upon 5, 5 raised to 4. Here we can cancel 5 square from numerator and from denominator, then the term left is 5 square, because 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. Here, then if base is same, then we can take addition of their indices. So here index is 1 plus 2, that is 3, that is 5 cube, that is 3 by 125. Hence our required answer is L is equal to 3 by 125. So this is the method of solving this example, that is here. What is the significance of this example? Here we have to adjust this term, okay. Then we have to write these terms in index form, okay. And we can solve the example by using the formula, our standard formula, isn't it? It is too easy. If you do a practice, little practice, then you will get that how to solve it. Now let us see one more example. What is that example? Here, if limit x tends to 1, x raised to 4 minus 1 by x minus 1 is equal to limit x tends to a, x cube minus a cube upon x minus a, okay, then find all possible values of a, okay. So how to find out it? Here given that LHS and RHS. In RHS we have that unknown value. Now in both the functions they are in standard form, so directly by using the result, which result? Limit x tends to a, x raised to n minus a raised to n upon x minus a is equal to n into a raised to n minus 1. So here if you look at this example, then let us consider the solution here. Given that limit x tends to 1, x raised to 4 minus 1, x minus 1 is equal to limit x tends to a, x cube minus a cube upon x minus a, okay, isn't it? So here already these are in standard form, but this one again we have to reduce this function in this form. See here, x raised to n minus a raised to n. X raised to n is there, but what about a raised to n? So we can take the power as like n, that is 4. Okay, and if you do this, then it doesn't matter because 1 raised to any number, that is 1 raised to 4 or 5 or anything raised to, that is equal to 1 again. So here by using the standard formula, here we get n is equal to 4, a is equal to 1 raised to 4 minus 1 is equal to n is equal to 3, a is as it is raised to 3 minus 1. Therefore 4 into 1 raised to 3 is equal to 3 into a square. Therefore 4 into 1 cube, that is 1, okay, and here 3a square, that is here 4 into 1 4, 3a square, that is 4 by 3 is equal to a square, that is a, only exchange the sides, only exchange. Now taking square root upon root 3. Hence the possible values of a are a is equal to plus 2 by root 3 or minus 2 by root 3. Hence this is the required answer, isn't it? And you can verify it again, solve it, then you will get how to find the answer. Now let us see here one more example. Here let us have one example is also given there. Limit x tends to 5 in bracket x raised to k minus 5 raised to k upon x minus 5 is equal to 500, then find the all possible values of k. So here solution, let us consider L is equal to limit x tends to 5 in bracket x raised to k minus 5 raised to k upon x minus 5, but it is given that L is equal to 500. Therefore 500 is equal to, and by using the formula for this one, this is the standard form, is equal to n into n is equal to k A is equal to 5 raised to k minus 1, isn't it? K minus 1. So to solve this one, here k is equal to 5 raised to k minus 1. So how to evaluate this such type of limit? So to solve this limit here, we have to first write the given term like in this way, that is, we have to think about this term 500. Can we write 500 as like this one? K into 5 raised to k minus 1. So here this term 5 raised to can be 100 can be written as, can we write this 100 in terms of any power function? So here this 100 or 100 again can be factorized in terms of 110 raised to 2. That is equal to 100. Okay, 5 raised to k minus 1. But again this term it should be a 5, because to compare this one it should be 5. So how to evaluate this one? So here to reduce this term as a 5, here we can write again this one. Here 5 into 10 is equal to k into k minus 1. That is 5 into 5 into 2 into 5 into 2 k 5 raised to k minus 1, that is here minus 1. Then here we have 3 times 5, that is, and 2 times 2, that is 2 raised to 2 into 5 raised to 3 is equal to k into 5 raised to k minus 1, that is 4 into 5 raised to 4 minus 1 is equal to k into 5 raised to k minus 1. So if we compare these terms, then by equality we can say that k is equal to 4. K is equal to 4. Remember this one. Here first term compare with this one, and the second term, that is if we compare 5 raised to 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. Look at this one, 3. 3 can be obtained by using 4 minus 1. It is compared with this one, k minus 1. And here 5 raised to k minus 1. If the base is same, then we can compare their indices. That is 4 minus 1 is equal to k minus 1. That is here k is equal to again 4. So like that one. Hence the possible value of k is 4. So I hope that you have got this one. So try to solve the remaining solved and unsolved examples from textbook. Okay, and enjoy this lecture. Good day.